All right, millionaires, at this point, because I'm done with sashing, I have no more of that material for sashing. I am going to do the ends in a solid, I don't know, this is a rayon, fake silk, polyester. I'm going to put that, these are the ones I have here. I'm going to put at the end to finish out the length of the quilt. Then I will go around with a border that I'm going to do in this and the zebras that I have left. I have zebra squares left, so I'll put them together and do the border all the way around the blanket in that. Then I decide if I want to put batting inside of this quilt blanket, or do I just want to put the backing on. Okay, so I'll let you know. I'm going to show you once I get these two end pieces on and get it cut down to the length that I want it. And then I'm going to get started making my border. All right. All right, millionaires, I just want to show you where we currently are on the blanket quilt. This is the top, and as you can see, the middle where I was doing the sashing and I ran out of sash material that I was using. I didn't want to really switch it up, and I could have did more squares this size and just switched up the sashing. I just didn't want to do it, taking too much time already getting all this done. So I went in with a big square here, big square at the bottom. I'm going to, as you can see, I'm going to do trimming around. So you'll have the elephants here, elephants on that side. Across the top, you have the cheetah print and the zebras I put together. So you'll have the same thing going across the bottom. And once I'm done with that, I'll probably trim it down a little more, because I don't want the border to be this thick. So I'm going to trim it just a little more, because I really don't want to cut off the elephant's feet. I don't know, I might, because I know all this writing and stuff has to go. I might keep the feet. I'm going to see. I don't want my trimming too thick. So, yes, once I do that side on trimming, I'll be done with the top. And I'll decide what I'm going to do about the batting at that time. I'm almost done, so I need to quickly think. And y'all, I keep forgetting to fold this thing. I'm just balling the blanket up. Look how wrinkled it keep getting. So you have to fold this material up. That shiny stuff. So this is what I have for the backing. Super heavy material. I mean, super heavy. Not super thick, but super heavy. So let me turn on this like I'm all in front of the camera. Ooh, that's some bright stuff there. So yes, you can see that and tell me what this material is. If you could tell, it is extremely heavy, but thin, you know, a little coarse, not too coarse. It'll be okay for the blanket. But I want to make sure that if I need to put batting in it to make it a soft blanket, I want it to be soft. Soft blanket, quilt blanket. All right, so I'll show you where we are once I get the other trimming on. And by then, I should be decided if I'm going to do batting or not. I'll let you know. Millionaires, I broke down and got batting for the blanket. So I have made the sandwich. And let's show you the layers. I have the backing here. You have the top facing the backing. And then you have the batting there. Now the difference between a blanket quilt and a regular quilt is when you make the sandwich on a regular quilt, you have your backing you have your batting in the middle and your top on the top facing up. And then you do your quilting, your pin, base, all that. And with this, I'm going to sew from here all the way, square, square, bring it down and stop. And I'm going to leave a huge gap for me to pull the blanket and the batting through to the other side. So that's where we are. I'm getting ready to pin this now. And probably get some safety pins and pin the middle. I'm going to pin it really good because I don't want everything to be shifting. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so we've sewn our sandwich all the way around. One big square, rectangle, whatever you want to call it. I left an opening. I hope that's big enough. You know, sometimes I don't make it big enough. And so when we turn it, we will be turning it here, fabric on fabric. And you go all the way into the corner. I'm not going to do it right now because I haven't trimmed the blanket yet. Like all this extra on the ends there, I want to get that trimmed off first. But you take your hand all the way to the corner and start pulling out from there. Okay, you just keep pulling till you get the whole thing out. All right, I'm going to trim it up first before I do that. And then I'm going to pull it all out. And I will show you when I get to that part. All right. I'll be back. Now we have turned the blanket right side out. And we're going to pin the hole closed and our seams, kind of like pull them out. Pull out your seams so you can you can press it if you want. Some people press their seams open so they could do this easier. I'm going to finger press and all the way around the blanket. Finger press that edge. Get that seam as open as you can and pin. All the way around the blanket. Or use your little clips, whatever you use. And of course, your hole has to be closed. So you're going to put that together and pin. All right, so all the way around your blanket. Get it as open as you can there to that seam and pin. All right, you guys, I'll be back when I get that done. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sew that seam close to the edge so I can close this all the way around. And then I'm going to decide how I'm going to do my quilting. All right, be back. You guys, my head is cut off. I just realized that. Hey, I'll be back in a minute, millionaires. All right, here we are on the blankie. So now we're going to do safety pins and baste pin the quilt blanket. Isn't that nice? I'm upside down too. All right, I'm completely done with the quilt. And it looked like it came out to be a full-size quilt. About 60, I think it's 61 by 56. Pretty good. I think she'll like it. What do you think? She's 15 years old. I think she'll like it. All right, millionaires, thanks for watching. And please join me for our next adventure. Don't know what it's going to be, but I'm sure it'll be nice. All right. I forgot to show you the stitching I did for the quilting to keep it together. Keep all three pieces together. So I did like straight quilting here, straight quilting there, just in different spots because I don't like the way it starts to buckle and like, you know, bind up and fluff up. See, I got stitches in different spots. I'm sure, there are certain inches you should stitch between on your batting. But yeah, I don't have a quilting machine, so I did the best I could. I normally do it by hand, just stitches here and there, over the blanket, a little stitch here, a little stitch there by hand. But I wanted to try to do it with the machine, and I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be just fine with those few stitches. All right, millionaire, I'm gone. Bye-bye.